All right, let's get started, guys. You're not here to hear my stories about Egypt. You're here about getting clients now. And that's what I want to deliver to you in the next hour that we have together. So what we're going to cover is how to jumpstart your new lead flow with 3 to 5 quality new business leads to your firm within the next 7 days. We'll talk about my 7-step conversion system that's going to help you convert new leads to high-value clients without feeling salesy, how to double the lifetime value of your existing clients with value-added services that are easy to deliver, what high-value clients expect from you, what they expect from us as CPS. I'm going to share with you what that is, how to get more referrals, 5-star Google reviews. I'm going to give you the exact template that I use in my firm. So take notes. And then at the end, the very final thing will be next steps, very quick link if you want to continue the conversation. This is going to be rich in content. I'm not here to pitch you, offer you anything, just a very simple step. If you want to continue the conversation, you can. And so we'll share the link you there. Now, there's 3 big trends. As I was preparing for this webinar, I saw like three big trends, and these are, number one, create a bigger impact, make a bigger difference for your clients with services that matter. So we'll cover that. Second is less is more, lesser clients but higher fees, which is a more enjoyable practice instead of running and trying to work with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. I'm going to show you how that's possible, and you can have a 7-figure practice with lesser, and then magnetic client attraction. And this is, you want people to get attracted to you from the get-go, right? From the time they come on your website, I am using this line now from the movie Jerry Maguire, which I loved watching. I've watched several times, but you had me at hello, right? You want all your marketing assets so that when the prospect gets on it, you've got them at hello. Everyone good? So let me kind of do the next slide and then I'll come back. And this is Henry Ford, whether you think you can or whether you think you cannot, you're right. So I just felt the need to bring this up front. We've been in practice, most of you have been in practice for quite a while. And there is a tendency to be stuck in our ways. And sometimes those ways don't work now, today, in the 21st century. And so I just want you to keep an open mind. Whether you think you can, whether you think you cannot, you're right. I'm not going to fight you on that. I'm just going to share with you stuff that's working in my own firm. It's working when I'm mentoring other firms. It's working from all the successful entrepreneurs, the masterminds that I belong to. So I want to bring you all that, and then it's up to you. Whether you say, yeah, this won't work. And there have been folks, I've had conversations like, no, this won't work. This won't work. This is not going to, like, okay, then keep doing what you're doing. And I can't help you. So I hope no one in this room here is that. And if you are leaning towards that, I humbly ask you to consider being more open-minded, about trying things or kind of, seeing different perspectives. All right, very quickly about me. I want to practice just like you, struggle with low-value clients, and not necessarily that you've got low-value clients, but what's common between us is that we both have accounting firms. But when I started, for the first 7 years, I struggled with low-value clients, became a student of business, and I ended up creating a lifestyle practice. And the key thing was high-value clients. And that's one of my trends going forward in our industry. I see high-value clients, the firms that are going to succeed, the firms that are going to sustain, because there's a high burnout rate in our industry. The firms that are going to sustain are the ones that are going to shift the way they're doing business, and they're going to get into more high value clients. Less is more. Cool. Um, so let's move on. Kind of cover that. This is my world tour. We're in kind of lots of stuff happening there with different memories that we created, but we're in Egypt now, so we're on a world tour, different parts of the country or the world we're going to visit. So yeah, I kind of covered that in the intros there. All right, how to get the most, no distractions, quick, easy one. Number two, my style. I've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to go fast, but let's make it interactive as well, right? Use the chat pane, just be yourself, share the things that are resonating with you, the ahas, and share any questions and so forth. And number three, I kind of covered this in a way that, come with an open mind. All progress starts with honest self-awareness. There are going to be things that you'll say, hey, I'm not doing this. I should be doing this. And that's great. I want this to be a turning point for you. All right. So how to get 3 to 5 quality new business leads within the next 7 days. Now, we're sitting here towards the end of the year. What's important for business owners, businesses to do before, what's important for them to, and something we recognize, what's important for them that they've got to do so they don't pay so much to Uncle Sam. Just to kind of type in, if the answer comes to you, what's important for us to do for them? What's an important activity that should take place before the year end? Correct. Tax planning. Thanks, Brian. Tax planning, right? Every business owner wants to pay the least amount in taxes, right? All the businesses that I've talked to, no one wants to pay more to Uncle Sam. They want to pay the least amount to Uncle Sam. So let's capitalize on that. Let's come to our clients from a place of value. And the best way to do that is with a tax plan, right? I'm going to share with you how to get 3 to 5 new business leads within the next 7 days. And this is an email that you would send out to your prospects. You would send out to people that you know in your network. And you're going to get the recording of this, guys. So if you're struggling with a little bit of an internet connection, which I am, and there's some words that may be not there, I appreciate your patience, but we'll definitely get you the recording as well. So here's an email that you can send out to your prospects, and it is going to generate lots of leads. And so the email goes as follows: subject, time sensitive, in parentheses, save 10 to 25,000 taxes in 2002. So the subject line is super important. You've got to use the same exact subject line here. Don't change it and weaken it by doing that. So this is a strong subject line, right? Time sensitive, save 10 to $25,000 of taxes in 2022. Maybe it's higher for you, maybe it's lower for you, whatever that is. Business owners want to save money. So put what the range is for you to save. And then, with the email salutation, hi, John, hi, Brian, hi, Matt, whoever you're sending it to, personalize it. To save money on taxes, it's essential to put a tax reduction plan in place before the year end. I'm offering 15 business owners a free plan before Christmas. Why am I providing this valuable service for free? There are 2 important reasons. Number one, I want to do my part as a tax professional. And so that goes on. I get a lot of satisfaction in putting money in the pockets of small business owners. Second is, several of my free tax plans will result in new clients for my firm. My free plan will give you a taste of my expertise and how I can save you real money, right? So we'll be just being honest and upfront and sincere. And I love kind of always coming from that place. So what's next? Book a 30-minute call give them a phone number, a link, whatever works for you. And then when we meet, I'll ask you some questions so I understand your personal, financial, and tax situation. I'll then create a tax plan and we'll meet again to go over it. There's no cost to you and no obligation. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Sincerely, your name, right? So that's the gist, a simple email that is going to generate a ton of business. And kind of what struck you about this email? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Just take a moment and share in the chat. How did this email come to you? If you were a business owner and you got this, an email such as this, great subject line, offering a free tax plan, and I'll share with you how these numbers are all going to work. So don't worry about, man, I'm going to spend a ton of money and so forth. This is going to make you six figures right here, this strategy. But stay on with me. Just kind of share with me, what did you like about this email? One or two things that you liked about this email. All right, people. While you're doing that, I'm going to continue because I want this to be interactive. We'll have most fun if it is interactive. So I'm going to share with you here. It's about getting 15 free tax plans before Christmas, right? In the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks, do 15 tax plans, free tax plans. You're going to spend 2 to 3 hours, right? 2 hours or 3 hours per tax plan, and you have the knowledge. So, by the way, I don't want you to buy an expensive program. You don't have to buy an expensive tax planning software. You can if you want to, but you don't have to for this to work because there's going to be a learning curve with this tax software and so forth. I think the longer term vision should be to do that. But for now, for this next 7 days, to really make an impact for your clients before Christmas and to really drum up some good business, this strategy is going to work with the knowledge you already have, the continuing education credits you've already taken from the clients that you've already served over so many years and all the experience you bring. You look at a tax return and you see stuff, right? You see stuff. Like, man, this could be done in a different way. This can be done in a different way. You look at their financials and you can give some solid advice to the client. And I want you to arm yourself, just be that. And that's going to be a lot of value. So 15 free tax plans are going to get you 5 new quality clients. And I just did kind of randomly. When you doing 15 plans, randomly, you're going to get 2 year-end clients. Maybe it's 3, maybe it's 1, right? And if each one's paying $1,500, that's $3,000, you get 2 recurring clients because they're going to like what you're doing for them, the value you're bringing to the table for them. At $6,000, that's $12,000 in fees. 1 recurring client at about $10,000, and maybe it's higher, right? Maybe it's $15,000, right? But roughly, you can bring in $25,000. You're right, very quickly in new revenues. Now, the beauty about our business, the best thing about the accounting industry, that lawyers don't have it, the medical profession don't have it, most of the other professionals don't have, is that we have recurring stuff. Our type of work is recurring, especially when you have business clients. So that $25,000 in fees that you're going to drum up over the next few weeks is not only one time, it is going to repeat itself. And if you look at an LTV or lifetime value of 5 years, most times it's higher, right? But if you look at it 5 years, 5 times 1 times 25, that's $125,000 in lifetime value, right? For something that's going to take you 2 to 3 hours of free work, right? That's your marketing expense, right? There's got to be a cost of marketing. There's a cost of acquisition, right? You're acquiring a client. So let's be sensitive. I want everyone to be sensible about that, right? There's a cost of acquisition, but look at the ROI, guys. Like the ROI is like mind-boggling, right? And that's what this is about, right? Yeah. The email that I shared with you, putting it out there to your prospects, to your network, and then just letting the business come to you, right? Andrea saying, giving value to gain trust, 100%. And folks, I've been at it in my own firm for 26 years. For the last 14 years, through CPA Marketing Genius, I've been interacting with folks like yourself and worked with literally thousands of practitioners, right, in different capacities. My businesses have been just built on what Andrea shared here, giving value, right? Give value and then gain that trust. And there's going to be some level of reciprocity. There's going to be some level of people saying, you know what, this person knows what they're doing. I like their story. I like the way they're doing this, that. That's all part of building trust, right? So we go from somebody we don't know, a cold prospect, and we start getting to know them, them getting to know us. And that's what it's about. That's what trust is about. And when people trust us, they're like, okay, I need you, man. I have this thing. I need this, I want to get here and I need your help to do that. Tina just joined. Doing a free text plan sounds time consuming. Yeah, but you saw the numbers, Tina, and great to have you, Tina. It's been a little while since I've seen you at one of our conferences. But yeah, it's front end work. It is, 15 free text plans, do 3 per week, 3 text plans per week, do 4 text plans a week. It is going to turn things around in any firm in a pretty significant way, right? Just giving value, gaining the trust, and then letting the business roll in. So moving on, working your existing relationships. So I shared with you the email that you can send to your network, you can send to your prospects, you can send to people you connect on social media like LinkedIn, and so forth. You can use social media to really put this out there, that this is what you're doing, that you're on a mission to help small business owners save as much money as you can, right? And so people are going to resonate with that kind of a purpose, with that kind of a mission. So send this to your existing network and prospects. And then when it comes to your existing clients, I've used recently the concept of acres of diamonds, right? Russell Cromwell, a number of years back, he gave a speech, and that speech turned into a book. And I read the book some 15 years or so back, but really connected with the book because he talked about most times, the opportunities are within your existing client base, right? And so the biggest reason for mediocre profit cash flow is low fees. And we can turn that around by providing a higher level of service to your existing clients, right? So a before and after, just an illustration, a before, this is an accounting firm doing a couple hundred personal tax returns, 75 business returns, so forth. Don't mind the misalignment there in the column. I just see it now. With revenues of 400K, net income of 115K, right? A typical firm that I'll talk to, they're doing 300, 400, 700, and then the net profit, that's a percentage of that. And it's a struggle running a firm like that because there's not enough money to hire a manager, and it's working a lot of hours because you've got so many clients, and it's stressful, it leads to burnout. And then on the right-hand side, this is really the transition, the opportunity that folks have, that you have, is to change the fees that you're charging. So from 400, we go to 450, from 4,000 to 5,200. And then we bring in the 10 high value clients, right? The email I shared with you. From that, you're going to start bringing in new business, right? So if we bring in over the next 6 weeks, $25,000 from doing free text, mini text plans, right? You're doing a 2-3 hour text plan that's going to take you a couple of hours just looking at tax return and financial statements and all that. You'll make some high level observations and share that with the owner. From that, you're going to bring in 10 high value clients. This is not in 6 weeks, but over time, over the course of a year, this is the transformation that can happen, is to get to revenues of 630K with a higher net income. And you'll have enough money to hire a manager, somebody who can run the day-to-day. You'll work 30 to 40-hour weeks because it's lesser clients paying you more fees. And it's a much more enjoyable practice to own. So pricing, pricing model, my best model is value-based pricing. So you base your fees on the tangible, the financial benefits that you're giving to your clients. And then the intangible, the peace of mind benefits that you provide to the client. So it's not hourly. So if a tax return or a project takes you 5 hours, and your rate's $250 per hour, it's not 250 times 5, 1250, it could be 2,000, right? Because it's based on tangible and intangible benefits that you're providing to the client. And then you add to that, you're adding a 20% add-on to cover overruns as well as a risk premium depending on the nature of the service and the risk exposure to your firm. So again, a client project that takes you 5 hours and you're the one doing it, 250 times 5, 1250, it doesn't have to be that. It could be 2,000, 2,500. It's just based on the value that you are providing and communicating that value to the client, right? So if we're doing a ton of value and we're doing it behind our computers, and the client doesn't know about it, then it's not value. The client's like, oh, that must have been a few buttons, click off a few buttons, because that's what they think. That's what TurboTax and QuickBooks, that's what they promote their marketing is. It's all a click of a button, but we know it's not a click of a button. And we know the tremendous amount of effort and thinking, brain work it takes to really give a client the best solution there is out there for them, right? And that is the value that you bring to the table with your experience and everything that you've been through, right? And so we don't want to underestimate that. We just want to be fair. We want to charge the right value. We want to charge the right fees for the value. And we want to become clear about the value we are bringing to the table, right? And so the way to be clear is understanding what are the tangible, the financial benefits, and what are the intangible benefits the client's having, because they've got you in their corner. So 50K new business before Christmas. It's going to come from free tax plans and 5 clients coming from that. And then it's value-based fees. Every project that you do up until the year end, it's all on value, right? Price yourself, your fees based on value. And then identify which clients need more help. Which of your clients need more services from you? They need help. And I'm going to kind of segue into how to double the lifetime value of existing clients with value-added services that are easy to deliver, right? So a number of years back, we created a profile of the ideal client in my firm. His name is Chris. Everyone can see, you can see, and you can read for yourself the bullets. What is, describing Chris from his business. He's got $1 million business. Had it for 7 years, 7 employees, 44 years old, married, 3 kids, very entrepreneurial, driven, hard worker, wants to make a difference. Now read the problems that he's facing. Yeah. Lack of financial guidance to maximize his revenues. He's paying too much. He feels he's paying too much in taxes. Doesn't have a retirement plan. No exit succession planning. Working long hours, and his quality of life is not what he wants it to be. So identify your high value client, your Chris. And once you've identified your high value client, then you create a service package that is going to be the perfect solution for your ideal client. And if your ideal client is someone who's a business who is looking to grow, who's looking to be more profitable, wants to pay less taxes, then you're going to have to go beyond compliance, right? You want to build a package that is holistic and that helps your ideal client solve their problems, which is what I just mentioned to you, what their problems are. Yeah, and cash flow. Yeah, these are like typical small business issues that most business owners will have, and they're looking for a solution. And that solution is provided in a service package. So in my firm, we've got 3 service packages: Signature, Premium, Executive, kind of average fees, and the typical client revenue size, right? So clients, businesses that are in the $300K to $1 million range, that's the Signature package. For the most part, is right for them. Then as they move to they're bigger in size, 1 to 5 million, they get into Premium, and then it's Executive. And so you've got 3 different packages, and it makes it easy to even offer these packages, right? Meeting with a client, you're understanding their business, assessing, all right, which package are they right for? And so these are 3 service packages that we have at my firm. And then, the annual fees, like if it's a Signature package, it's $150 a week times 52 weeks plus corporate return and personal return. So that's the annual fees for a Signature package. Premium, you see the number there, and then Executive. And what you'll see, when you're working with, business owners, you'll see them fall into these 3. Maybe more so will fall into the Signature or the Premium, and then there will be 10% or so that are going to start, falling into the Executive service package. And so you want to, be thinking about building a service package for yourself, for your firm. If you don't have one, right? List out your compliance services, kind of like I've shared here on the slide: bookkeeping, financial reports, tax return, estimated tax payments, sales tax, payroll, so on and so forth, right? So compliance services, and then list out the advisory components. And these advisory components are CFO, financial stewardship goals, year-end tax planning, at the beginning of the year, planning for the new year, goal setting for the new year. That can be a nice meeting that happens at the beginning of the year. So you can combine it and really play with this however you want it to be. It's your practice, it's your firm, and you can lay this out as you please as well, right? If you want to do the CFO calls every month, every other month, every quarter, twice a year, do what you want to do, what feels right for you, and then what feels right for your clients as well, right? So kind of create like a nice package that gives the client the value that they're looking for, that's going to help them with the biggest problems, right? Profits, cash flow, minimizing taxes, retirement planning, succession planning, and so forth. Then give your service package a name: small, medium, large, right? It's a small, medium, large version. If you go to Starbucks, they've got their versions of I don't know, grand, and I don't go to Starbucks. I don't know why I brought Starbucks up, but I don't even know what the names sometimes mean when they're like grand. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Is that a small or a large? So give your thing a small, medium, large. A name like that: bronze, gold, silver, signature, premium, executive, and so forth, and decide the fee for each. $100 a week, 150, 200, like for the three packages, or you want to start with 150, like I do, 300, 750, and so forth, right? So, and when you do this, like when you build your service packages again, new people that you're signing, new clients you're signing up into these service packages, and then you're also converting your existing clients who want more, right? Who just want more from you. They want more help, and I'll share with you how you can uncover that help. So you'll have your existing clients wanting that help. So you'll be able to then um, get them into one of these service packages. And so really what you're doing is going from being a very being a transactional practice to becoming an advisory year-round practice. Big change, big transformation in an accounting practice that does that. And it's a big difference that you start making with your clients as well. And I know many of you on this call are doing some version of this. But if you haven't formalized it as much as I'm sharing here with service agreements and really bringing it down to all those deliverables and then meeting with your clients on a regular basis, it really needs to come down to that. And then for this to work like clockwork, really putting a system in place so that every month, every quarter, this is kind of the deliverables, right? Meeting with your client over Zoom. And really the agenda of the meeting is, I like to start off with, hey, questions for me. So I really want to give the client that space to say, yeah, this is bothering me. I have a question here, because their agenda, what's in their head, is most important, not for any breakthrough stuff we're going to share. That's going to be out of place if we don't give them the space to share questions that they have. What are they thinking about? What do they want to talk about? Right? And so I like to start off with that. And then it's reviewing their P&L, it's reviewing their balance sheet, it's going on talking about estimated tax payments, tax planning, profit maximization, all that stuff. The knowledge you have comes through numbers, right? Looking at financial reports and having a conversation in a lingo that makes sense for the business owner. Everything is about them. It's about what they connect with, which is more along the lines of top line, bottom line, cash flow, take home pay, saving for retirement, succession planning, the business valuation, right? Really kind of using the financials and bringing it in a language that makes sense for them, that they resonate with. So we really gotta make sure we do that, right? Bring it to the business owners' language and lingo. And now when it comes to the service, agreement or the package, it's period, weekly fees, and then getting ACH payment from, getting that all set up, automated. So there's very little AR. All right. I want to bring this to you guys. What's resonated with you so far? What's made the most sense? What was the one or two things that's made you think maybe you're doing this already and it further confirmed it, reaffirmed it, or maybe this was something where you're like, yeah, this is interesting. I should really be looking at doing this. So just kind of open it up for you to share in the chat pane what that has been for you from everything we've talked about so far. more seconds. Great to have every one of you here. Hey, David, Ron, good to see you, man. Not see you, I can't see you, but good to have you. Hey, Jerry, Keith. How are you, Keith? Marcel, how you doing? All right, guys. Give me some comments, something in the chat. No right or wrong answers, no right or wrong way of looking at it. It's your way. Just want to hear what you're thinking. What's made sense for you so far? What's resonating with you so far? A few more seconds, folks, to share what's made sense, what's resonated with you. What's the one takeaway so far? Or maybe it's just like, yeah, you're on the right track. You're doing, you've got some of this stuff happening, but maybe there's something that you feel you could do better. Share and grow and learn. My motto. All right, so let me share. I'll start sharing what a few of you have, and please don't hesitate to share while I'm or type in while I'm doing that. All right, Tina, not sure I have a tax planning process in place for the larger firms. I love the idea of a free tax plan. Super interesting. Raising fees by $50 per return may allow for another staff member to help output. Yeah, totally. And 50 would be the minimum. You'll see some clients you can even raise it. If you really get into the mindset of value pricing, I'm so surprised in how much money in additional fees we can do it. And then imagine getting the whole team into that mindset of charging fees based on value, because then you kind of re-engineer the whole process, right? Like in the mind, we have a tax return that was like 600 last year. You're like, you know what? Let's see if I can add some real value. Let me see if I can bring this up to $1,000. What do I need to do as a preparer, as a reviewer, to bring $1,000? So you kind of re-engineer that whole process and say, you know what? Let me incorporate some advice, and let me start, let me have a phone call with the client before I start the project. Let me touch base during the project, and let me touch base at the end. Imagine what that's going to do. And in the prior year, say it was just like more on the prep side, and it was just getting it done, and it was 600. You re-engineer this whole thing with a before, a during, and an after. And every email and every communication is like all well thought through, all full of value. And then it's a fee of 900 or it's a fee of 1,000. I've just seen that happen endless amounts of time, right? So there's a fee increase of 20%, 30%, 50% of what it was in the prior year. Great. Cool. Tina saying, love the names of your packages. Thank you, Tina. Brian saying, whenever I did a tax plan, the client went ahead and gave the ideas to his tax guy. I think it's really, why did the tax guy not give those ideas? So you've got a tax guy who's not a tax guy. He's just punching in some numbers, and he's not really bringing in the value, right? So, and if you are, I think you want to, just kind of look at how you're communicating that value. you've got a strong value prop. When you're doing a tax plan and you're giving some real advice and you're coming from a place of sincerity, and I know you are, that's your value prop. And I think you just want to articulate that and see are you articulating it clearly and well enough. And if you're not, then it's really doing that. It's really about the value proposition of what you bring to the table, and I tell that to my own team as well. And it can be forgotten, and I have to it comes as a reminder to Brian, to you, to everyone here, and I bring this to my team as well. Is we got to articulate that value proposition. It's so important because we're selling an intangible. We are, right? No one knows what, we got to tangibilize, if there is such a word. We got to make it tangible. We got to quantify. We got to put, stuff around it, package it, so that the client understands and gets the value, the real value you're doing. And Brian, if you're doing that for your prospects, and they're going to their same person, it's like something's not right, So kind of open that up, that line of thinking of doing that. Tina saying that's what I fear. Cool. I hope I addressed both your concerns about it. Do this for the next 10 people. Send me an email to let me know how you did there. All right. I really appreciate all the amazing interaction and feedback. Looking at my clock, we've got about 15 more minutes. I want to cover some really good stuff here as well. So let's move on. 7-step conversion client system that converts new leads to high-value clients without feeling salesy. I don't know how many more slides I have. I forget, but I think I've got quite a bit to go. So I'm going to try my best to share this with you in as little time as possible, but yet make sure that I'm giving you the best value when it comes to this topic here. So the 7-step conversion process, you're sitting in front of a prospect and you want to take them from being a prospect to being a client. And you want this process to be flawless. You want it to be smooth. You want to do this in 1 hour, and you don't want to come as you're selling. Not that any one of you is like that, but any indication or inclination of salesy makes us feel icky. I know that. It makes me feel icky. So we're going to do this, from a place of integrity and from a place of bringing value to the prospect, right? So the 7 steps are very quickly: build initial rapport. It's a 1 hour, it's a 1 hour presentation, or really a 1 hour meeting, introductory meeting with a prospect, right? Build initial rapport, but remember that initial rapport should not take 5 minutes. It should take a minute or less, because if you take too much time there, you won't have time for the rest of it. And I'm all for building connection and rapport and all that, but it can be achieved in a minute or less, right? Your prospect is here for a reason. There's some pain, some problem, something happening or not happening, and that's the reason they're sitting in front of you or they're on a Zoom call, right? So let's be kind of, let's know that, right? So first, build rapport, 30 seconds or a minute or less. Number 2, learn about them. And this is where you're going to spend most of the time. And I use the spin model. So I'm going to go, actually, I'll come back to number 2 with, with kind of, that's because that's really the meat. Not that the rest of it is not, but this is where I see a lot of practice owners make a mistake and they don't do enough digging there. So learn about them is number 2. We'll spend about 15-20 minutes here. Number 3 is present your solutions, which is your service packages, which are going to, if you do number 2 well, number 3 is like, man, smooth as butter. You go right into the solutions. And you're not selling, you're just sharing with them your service package in light of their problems that they shared with you in number 2. Present your solutions, review your services agreement with them, handle any objections or concerns, make them feel comfortable making a change, establish an onboarding process, right? So that's the 7-step conversion process that I've used personally and my team has used again and again. with great results. And a lot of my coaching members and so forth over the last 14 years have used as well. So now I want to dig into number 2, learn more about them. And I use a process or a methodology called the SPIN model. This was invented by Neil Rackham. And so I just took it from him. I want to give him credit because I learned this from him and it's worked extraordinarily well, right? So the SPIN model is really getting into 4 sets of questions, right? Situation questions are you're establishing background facts. What's your legal structure? How do you do your record keeping and so forth? And problem questions is where you explore problems, difficulties, and dissatisfactions. Implication questions make the implied needs larger and more urgent. And then need payoff questions is encourage prospects to focus on solutions and describe the benefit solutions the solution would bring, right? So very quickly, and I've gathered all the questions we use for each of these. They're part of this PowerPoint. We're going to get you the recording, so don't worry about writing it. I've got the next 4 slides with all the questions, so don't worry about it. We'll get that over to you. Situation questions is it's very factual. What are you doing this? How long have you been in business? What are your revenues, right? The mistake to avoid here, like each of these is an art, right? Each of these sections is an art to doing that. So situation questions, you don't want to spend too much time there. The reason is because the business owner already knows the answers to this. It's like it's on the dry side, right? These are things that are dry side. Problem questions are the stuff that are emotional, where you'll have the business owner talking about their problems and their difficulties and dissatisfaction. There is the emotional aspect of it, which is super, super powerful, right? So don't keep it about very factual legal structure and this and how long you've been in business and what software are you using for your accounting and all that. Cover it, but cover it quickly, right? Problem questions is where you now really get into, tell me what's happening in your business, where are you at? How long have you been at, what are the big, what's keeping you up? What business decisions are keeping you up at night? What's your growth rate like and how is it affecting you? And so forth, right? And then implication questions is making the implied needs larger and more urgent. Is what's the impact of this? Because this is happening, how is it affecting you? How is it affecting the business? How is it affecting your family, right? So there's some aspect of really getting into the impact of what's happening, cash flow, the stress, declining profits, paying too much in taxes. There is an impact, an implied impact, and that's what you're getting into. And then need payoff is the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, what if you're an accountant that was really, that met with you on a regular basis, looked at your numbers, like really gave you advice based on real numbers on how to, grow your profits, how to make your business to where you say you want to get it to and so forth. And now in the need payoff is where you'll have the business owner saying, man, that would be so good. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And I can't tell you guys how many times I've sat in front of a prospect and I've done this, and when I do the need payoff, they're like, I wish I'd found you sooner. Like they're hiring you already. You haven't even gone into your services and they're already hiring you, right? So that's where I say that's the natural transition from these questions into presenting the solution, right? From what they've shared with you, it's like, all right, let me tell you a little bit about myself, and let me tell you about how we've helped other business owners like yourself. Talk about yourself for a minute, 30 seconds, not much needed there, because the way you've just done this whole sales call, if that's what it is, it speaks volumes, right? And you really connected with the business owner in a way that they haven't connected with another human being for a while. Leave their accountant, And so if you do that, then it's presenting the solution, your services agreement, and so forth. So these are all the questions I'm not going to go through that, but examples of situational questions, example of problem questions, example of implication questions, examples of need payoff questions. So you have it right there for you. And that's the SPIN model, guys. That's an important part of the sales call. All right. So I need to take a sip of water. While I do that, what's resonated with you in the spin model? What was the aha for you? Which of these do you feel you need to do more better job at out of the back to the seven? The seven, where are they? Yeah, the 7-step conversion process. Which one is the one that you feel you need some work on out of these 7? What are you thinking? Looking at the screen and saying, yep, this one, this number's for me. So folks, I want a quick answer here. Which one do you feel you need to work on? No right or wrong, guys. Just a number from the 7. Just pick one. Now, pick the one that you feel you want to. Guys, a few more seconds. Folks, are you all gonna type in at the same time? How do you make them more comfortable? Which one is the one that you feel is going to make them the most comfortable? All right, everyone. This one's an easy one to answer. This is the one. Yeah. Cool. Quickly, Andreas is, I think, presenting solutions. I think making them most comfortable, folks, I feel is number 2. Number 2 is about them. Number 3 is about us. And I feel we connect with people more. And Andrea, you're amazing. You're built and you're doing some good stuff already. But my observation is I connect more on number 2. Jeff saying need to work on establishing the onboarding process. Yeah, that's so important. The onboarding process is so important because this is really setting the stage for what's to come. That onboarding process has to be strong. So we take a client that just signed up and we establish to them that they made the right decision. And then we just kind of go full block, full at it with, steps and interaction and so forth. So they become a raving client for life. Hope this was useful for everyone. The 7-step process. I want to share with you guys a couple of other things. Magnetic client attraction is getting them at hello, right? So you want to make sure your website is it's it's super. It's like solid. It conveys trust and authority. And actually, Andrea, I asked you yesterday, just yesterday, I asked you for a testimonial because you just launched your website last week. Andrea's on the call here, and this is what she sent me. Andrea, it's exactly what she sent me. After like the same evening that we launched Andrea's website, she had 2 emails waiting from individuals wanting to learn more about becoming a client. And just 1 week later, she signed up 3 clients from her website that have engaged her services. So when we were designing Andrea's website, we were looking at it from a place of what are Andrea's strengths? What does she do really well? And this is really, the only way for us to know is through interviewing Andrea. She was very forthcoming with sharing with us. So from that, we created Andrea's story, right? Her strengths, and we established her as an authority in the areas that she's an authority. We brought in her team, a video, and just like all the different elements, really a marketing message that speaks to her market, like understanding who is her ideal client and creating a marketing message that speaks to that. So it turned out to be an amazing website. I have the testimony here. And then importantly, the client said it's going to start generating right to the get-go. Right? So having a website is super important, and then creating content and putting it out there on the net is super important, because everyone's got a phone, and when people are looking for solutions to problems that they're facing, they look for content. So putting content out there, it comes in the form of a blog post. So we create like 1,000-word blog post for our CPF members and put it on their website with relevant content that people are searching for, and then that content can be repurposed in so many different ways. Having a strong website, having content, and then online marketing, right? This is how we start really creating a flood of new high-value clients to your practice. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, and then we're going to finish off, is getting 5-star Google reviews and referrals. I'm just going to share with you an example, from my own firm. So here it is. I sent an email to one of my clients. His name is Ian. Subject line, your experience with Straight Talk CPAs. Hi, Ian. Hope you're well. My team shares with me that you're a delight to work with. Thanks for being such a great client. I hope your experience with my firm has been positive as well. If you don't mind, I'd like you to post a review. And the link, he comes back, says, hello, Salim. Thank you for checking in. It's been a pleasure working with your team. My experience has been very positive. Everyone is very responsive, which is impressive. I can definitely write a Google review. I'll work on it shortly, right? Just amazing. Give them the link and the Google review. The Google review is so important. That's social proof, right? So here's what we've covered, guys, in this training. I'm not going to go through it just for the sake of time, but it was pretty intense. We covered quite a lot of ground. I hope you got a lot of value from it. And last thing, if you want to continue this conversation, here's the next step. I think, perfect. Thanks, Edna. Edna's got the link. This is people, it's us doing an online presence audit with you. Let's see how your website is now, what needs to be improved to bring you high-value clients, fill up your practice with high-value clients. So it's an initial kind of a 20, 30-minute call for us to really just impart more value to you. If we feel that we can help you, we'll schedule another call. If we feel we can't help you, it's okay. We just want to give you value that's going to be helpful to you. So, folks, that was what I had for you. The link is in the chat. And we get the recording of this training as well for you, so you can access it and watch it again and so forth. But I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you're connecting with us here on this strategy session or this audit, then look forward to seeing you on the other side as well. All right, folks. With that, I'm going to say goodbye.